So for today I have a self-propelled mower, MTD Pro. It's got those commercial style front casters that can spin. MTD Pro 6.5 Honda, in for service and from a neighbor, and he claims the self-propel has issues. It probably needs a new blade, and the safety shield has a big hole in it. And was there one other? Anyhow, oh, and there was some bolts missing out of the rear wheel something that he put back in. I don't know. So anyway, I'm just going to start with the basics, make sure the engine's good before we even start looking too hard into this, because with the amount of stuff this needs, this one could go sideways. My memory card just shut off on there for a minute. Anyway, I was looking at these louvers down here. That seems to be a place that grass can go right up in, and I don't like the looks of that, so I'll probably have to take that off anyway to see what's going on in there, if that belt's just stretched or if there's another louver there that looks full of stuff. This is a classic housing that we're looking at there. So I'll probably have to open that up. But anyway, probably the transmission itself is good. So this is worth fixing then. I don't know what the price of this side chute is, but that just has to be replaced. And I'll take a second look at the blade just to make sure it isn't bent. Something could have got struck by the blade and went through there, or maybe that's just from a lot of wear and tear. I don't know. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just finish getting the rest of that stuff out of the air cleaner. I knocked the major stuff out, but there's still a little bit of stuff in there, so let's just clean that a little bit. No sense replacing that. Seen a lot worse. Spend their money on the parts we need, like the side chute. So I tipped the mower up on its side. I ran the I shut the gas off, and I ran it out of gas, so I don't have any gas in the carburetor. So then the oil is the only thing, and you turn it away from the carburetor on the Hondas, and it should not leak anything into your air filter. If you were to do it the reverse way, it will indeed get into your air filter and or give yourself a free oil change. Oh, I think I found one of his bolts he mentioned he was missing. Hey, you use what you got. I'll have to figure out what's supposed to be in there. He said he put a couple in there, or he was missing 3, but he put 2 in, or I don't know, whatever. I guess that's what he needed to get it over here, and I'll figure it out. Wow. Not even rusted bad. Here's some washers and a wave washer. Huh. Okay, I can see the pulley way back there. And the belt. And the belt is not in the groove where it's supposed to be. It is up behind it. Get you in here for the shot. Looks like it's wrong here. That belt is behind the pulley where it's supposed to be hitting this for traction. It's behind. It's jumped behind it, and there is not a whole bunch of stuff. Well, there is actually a whole bunch of stuff in here, but I can get it out without having to take this apart. But that plate here, take this out. You can see the belt is was behind it, Here it's all polished up from rubbing. There's supposed to be, this part is angled. I don't know if you could tell on camera. The part where my finger is, that's angled, and then the other half is angled. Well, it was behind it. Of course it's not going to get much traction on the back of this thing. It's not got anything to grab. So that's actually good news for me and the owner, because I don't have to change a belt, which you probably got to take 90% of the mower apart to get to. And I could get my grass that I can see in this little hole out of here without taking apart the world. Ah, and he's having an animal nest up in here too. Some of this is little scraps of what appears to be something a mouse would have chewed. I don't know if these are like cooling fins for the bottom of that engine. It does have fins in there. Interesting. Kind of interesting. In theory, the grass should be going this way. Yeah, it should be drawing air. Interesting. And there's a little gap in there that it could draw air from underneath the engine. Anyway, I got most of that out. More will come out later, but let's figure on getting this pulley, the one with the I'm going to call this a half a sheave together. The belt is supposed to go in between there. Well, it wasn't there. It was up here. So I will put the keyed one, the key. That's what I was talking about. Started to say that, I think. Keyed first. Nope. I believe this one was on top. Yes, it was. That's the shiny one. The keyway only goes in so far. That's how I found that out just now. There. Belt. Now the keyed one. That's it. Then all the wave washers. Wave washer, flat, flat. I'm sorry, flat, wave, flat. Blade it's not terrible, but I'm going to touch it up. Couple rolls here. He's hit a few things, rolled it back a little bit, so we'll dress it up a little bit. Doesn't need a new one. And before I get the sharp blade in my way, now is the time to get this grass cleaned off. It'll help preserve the deck and also give you a better mulching action, because this is a mulching mower, which it appears they use it that way because the cover guard is in place. So it'll give you a much better stirring action if everything is scraped and the air can flow around nice. Okay, keyway's still good, didn't spin. And there it goes, compressing those wave washers, that wave washer. And then we bury it past that. Nice. Beautiful. Okay, I think he got lucky on the transmission. Let's give it a try real quick and see if that did that. And then we'll get back to the hardware and on the wheels and stuff like that. Alright, I got the fuel back on. Let's see if it'll... It moves now. With authority. That's with the adjustment backed almost 100% back off. Let's see. Go as loose as it can go. Oh yeah, still enough. I'll just give it a little bit. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so we got a good runner. I'm going to run it out of fuel again. Pull that wheel and work on the hardware for the wheel. Alright, got it tipped up on the side. Let's see what's going on with this, the wheel now. Hardware underneath there. Bracket hardware, I will call it. What is that, about a 7/16? Yeah. Nice, nice. Alright, now we can see what we're looking at. Oh yeah, he's missing 2 bolts. There's the one, yep, just like he said. Oh yeah, she's loose as a goose. Okay. Find some hardware to put in there. I'm going to put just a nut on there. The ones they had were like the automotive type with the heavy taper on the front of the screw. I'm going to guess that they're stripped, because why did they all 3 fall out? I think maybe Johnny Fix-It was in here. Alright, it threads through. The next question is, can I get a nut on the other side of that? Yes, I indeed can, and did. This one is a little higher up. I probably shouldn't have tightened that all the way yet. Yeah. I should put them all 3 in and then do the final cinching down. Can I get up there and reach that one? Maybe. Not like that. I'll bring you back when I get the nut on that one. Alright, got that one to start. Now let's take out his giant 1024 behemoth here. Looks like something that belongs on an electrical box, not a lawnmower. But you use what you got. Then you make it work. And then you send it to me and you tell them fix it. And there's 2 nuts on it. Wow. Oh, possibly 3. No, that was the one I dropped from before. 1 nut. They double nutted it so it wouldn't back off. And it never did. Wow, who would think I would use a non-powered driver for the longest screw I've ever unscrewed? Oh yeah, that's heavy duty there. This is the nut I dropped earlier when you weren't looking. Alright. And just because I can get at it, I'm going to use a nylock nut on this one because I have the clearance and I have the nylock nut. So even if all hell breaks loose from vibration or whatever, that this thing won't do this again. Won't leave them stranded without a handle that can even hold itself up. Alright, let's tighten these down. Nope, that ain't gonna be enough. Ooh, that does it. Broke that clean off. Go ahead and you laugh at my Ryobi tools, but they break it bolt right clean off. Okay, plan B? Plan B. Another bolt. Do not underestimate the power of a small cordless tool, apparently. There we go. This time I'll go a little less. Yeah, maybe like that. That one I can't get on it for some reason. Wrong size wrench? No. Or did I already strip that one out? Try to use the open end. It wasn't stripped. Damn. Bring it back when I get it. I know what it was. The nut that fell out earlier was the nut from that one. The other nut is probably still up in there that I did lose. I just assumed it was the one I lost. Alright. So basically what I was doing was fishing up in there, and when I could look down here and see the nut, I would put the screw down through. If you could ever get it to line up and down and left and right all at the same time. Now that I had nut is actually on there, how did that come out twice? Now I'm getting suspicious. Is this stripped out? Ah, the screw is kind of stripped out a little bit. Okay. Remember? Bolt. Bolt. Another bolt. That might be what was going on the whole time. They like stop Yeah, it's not going in. Who thought this would be the difficult part of the job? Anybody else getting tired of this? I am. That might have it. Nope. Dropped that one too. I heard it go. Another nut. This job's getting expensive. Hardware ain't cheap. Who knows where they're all going? I'll get them out. Okay, that's threaded in. Yes. Good. Not broken. Take this spare stuff out. Align my carnage. Yippee! Go back together. Nice. And in case anybody's wondering, the other one has 1, 2, 3 bolts in it. We're good to go. Okay, so now I was up to the point where we got everything. We checked that it ran. We got self-propel going. We got the rear wheel bolted on. The blade was sharpened. That does all his concerns except for the blade guard, which just needs to be chute guard, whatever you call it, cover. That just needs to be replaced. I don't have it in stock, of course. Every machine's different, and we will be ordering that. But what I noticed was, and I remember when I saw this years ago, this has a special feature. This can go in there, and when it does, that pin drops down in the hole, and you go in a straight line like a regular mower, like a regular push mower. If you wanted to do straight lines and not around trees, you never have to lift this one up. You just rotate it, and as you turn the mower, the wheels just turn whichever way is necessary, like a shopping cart almost. Buggy, whatever you call them where you live. And if you put it there, it drops down in the little hole. Like if you had it out where it's happy, it drops down a little hole and it goes straight. Well, I noticed one thing, that this one goes around and is happy. This one, it'll lock when it gets to its position there. It'll drop down and go straight. But when it's in the rotating position, it's still, let me get you down here. It's still, that pin, let me get you up here. It goes up a little bit. It's dropping down in the hole when it's not supposed to be. Now there's a certain amount of shimming you can do with washers and taking off this thing, but I'm just going to grind off the base of this a little bit just to prevent it from dropping in that hole, because that's going to be just the easiest way to fix this time. In the past I've done, you can take off the top cap here and you can shim it up a little bit, or actually you'd have to shim the wheel down. I don't want to make it uneven, so from left to right, so I'm just going to use the lock, grind the bottom of the lock, this part that goes down in the hole, just grind it up a little bit, so just so it clears, because that seems to be the way they use it. That way you don't have to lift the mower every time you go turning. So I got the mower on the side again. I just want to give you a better shot. So this thing, when it's sitting in the hole, there's a hole that it holds up and a hole that it falls in. Okay? That metal pin wants to find the hole in the caster. It has to ramp up a little bit and it kind of locks even though it's not supposed to lock. So you could either take the caster and bend everything like that, would work just the same, or we can just grind the bottom of that little silver rod, or you can even take this and probably bend it up a little bit, but I'm just going to grind it because that's the easiest way, and it'll still lock when you put it in its hole, and it's able to drop all the way down. Actually, it kind of doesn't. Kind of doesn't lock all the way. That's interesting. I think things are bent a little bit. This thing's a little on an angle. Yeah, plan B. I'm going to bend this back on the proper angle, and I think we're going to be happier all around. I was wrong. This part was sitting up on this. Watch this. It'll still get by, but if you set that just in the right part of that hole, it'll lock hard. So yeah, we're going to just grind. So I've got you basically hanging by your head upside down, and this is the part I want to grind, is the bottom. So I'm going to try to get in here if I can. Let's see how much is enough. Oh geez. Okay, so I got the angled part good, but the part that's pointy still is too much. Just a hair of resistance yet? And I'm sure this is a bit of hackery. The proper thing would be replace whatever's broken, bent, whatever, but we're not going to make a new mower out of an old one, are we? There we are. Now I got free movement of the caster when the brake is up. And for those naysayers, it'll still fully lock in when necessary. Alright, so I'm going to call this one. With the addition of a new plastic chute, I hereby declare that entire mower Wildwood certified. Thanks for watching.